Hello everyone, I am Dr. Suchita Nimbalkar. In previous video, we already discussed about the treatments of water. There are three different treatments of water. First is external treatment, second one is internal treatment, and third one is the blow down or blow off. Now external treatment means before feeding water into the boiler, whatever the hardness causing salts are present into the water, we need to remove out. So, externally we have to do some treatment that is nothing but the external treatment. There are three different processes of external treatment. First one is zeolite, another process is the ion exchange, and the third process is nothing but the lime soda process. So, in this particular video, we need to discuss about the zeolite process. Now, what is the principle of zeolite process? Interchange of ions of same sign between stationary and mobile phase. Now what do you mean by stationary? Stationary means stable, whereas mobile means movable. Means here in this particular case we can say that zeolite is the stationary means stable, whereas mobile phase, in the mobile phase it is nothing but the hard water. So can we say that interchange of ions between zeolite and hard water? Now, same sign means same charge. Means zeolite or that stationary and mobile phase can exchange positive with positive ion and negative with negative ion. This name zeolite is derived from two Greek words, zin and lithos, which means boiling stone. Now this zeolite is nothing but the hydrated sodium aluminosilicate. Now what is the general formula for zeolite? It is Na2O.Al2O3.X SiO3.YH2. Now out of that O.Al2O3.X SiO3.YH2O is represented as Z. So we can write this particular zeolite, instead of whole this formula we can write it as a Na2Z, where Z represent the whole zeolite molecule which holds Na ions loosely. This Na positive easily exchange with Ca2 plus or Mg2 plus ions of hard water, because we know that hardness is nothing but it is due to the calcium and magnesium ions, and if we remove that calcium and magnesium ion, obviously our water will become soft. So in this zeolite, sodium ion replace calcium and magnesium. So which reaction is take place? Metal. Means we can say that calcium or magnesium is react with Na2Z, that Na is get replaced by M, means we will get Mz plus 2 Na positive. This zeolite are of two different type. First one is the natural zeolite and the second one is the synthetic zeolite. Now natural zeolite. The best example of natural zeolite is nothing but the non-porous green sand. Its formula is Na2O.Al2O3.4SiO2.2H2O. Now there are some examples are given here of the natural zeolite. We can say that thamsonite is one of the example, nitrolite is another example, and the harmotome is the another example of natural zeolite. And natural zeolite is nothing but the non-porous green sand. Now what do you mean by synthetic zeolite? This synthetic zeolite is porous and gel-like structure. They are more efficient than the natural zeolite. They are having higher exchange capacity per unit weight than the natural zeolite, but they are less durable than natural zeolite. They are prepared by heating china clay, feldspar and soda ash together. Now what do you mean by feldspar? Feldspar is nothing but the any group of hard crystalline mineral that consists of aluminium, silicates of potassium, sodium, calcium or barium. Now this is the picture of synthetic zeolite. Now what is the process of zeolite? In this case, the particular figure is giving you the idea of the zeolite softener. In this particular case, we can say that one tower is there in which the different layers are present. First layer is of the zeolite. We are saying that it is the sodium zeolite, Na2Z. Below that layer, fine gravels are there, and below that porous gravels are present. Hard water is passed from the top, which percolate through the zeolite bed, then the fine gravels and the coarse gravels, and the certain reactions are take place. Now which reactions are take place we will discuss here, and lastly we will get the softened water. After that, in this particular figure, it is showing that the brine inlet is there at the top. Now what is the role of this brine inlet? We will discuss it. What is the process of zeolite? Zeolite softener is consist of steel tank packed with thick layer of zeolite. Hard water is percolated through the zeolite bed. Hardness causing ions are retained by zeolite bed. Na positive ions of zeolite are coming out with softened water. Now how the reaction is take place? As we know that there are two different types of the hardness, we will just discuss here for temporary hardness which reaction is take place. Na2Z is nothing but the zeolite, and temporary hardness is due to the calcium bicarbonate. So obviously here Na get replaced by Ca, so we will get calcium zeolite. Along with that, NaHCO3 is formed. Then if magnesium bicarbonate is present into the water, then we will get magnesium zeolite, and the side product is same, that is the NaHCO3. Now which reaction is take place for permanent hardness? We know very well that calcium and magnesium, chlorides, sulfates and nitrates are responsible for the permanent hardness. Now we will just take here example of CaCl2. When CaCl2 is present into the water, and if such water we pass through the zeolite, sodium get replaced by calcium, and again we will get CaZ. But along with that, the side product which one is formed, that is NaCl. If CaSO4 we added through the Na2Z, we will get again CaZ, and side product is Na2SO4. If MgCl2, then we will get magnesium zeolite along with NaCl. And if we pass MgSO4 or our water contain MgSO4, then we will get magnesium zeolite along with Na2SO4. Now, if we observe this particular reactions, what happened exactly? Na2Z is converted into CaZ or MgZ. Means after some time, all the zeolite get converted into the calcium and magnesium zeolite. So obviously if we are adding water, no exchange will be there. So what we have to do? We need to regenerate this zeolite. Means again we need to convert that CaZ, MgZ into Na2Z, and that process is known as regeneration of zeolite. After long time, when zeolite is completely converted into calcium and magnesium zeolite, it get exhausted. Then it stop its working. So this zeolite bed can be regenerated by passing 10% brine solution through it. So in the figure, the top inlet is for the brine inlet, and that is for regeneration of the zeolite bed. Now how reaction is take place? Brine solution means 10% NaCl solution. CaZ is react with NaCl, and we will get again Na2Z. Along with that, CaCl2 is formed. If MgZ is there, it will react with NaCl, and again we will get Na2Z, and along with that MgCl2 is formed. Now here the formation of CaCl2 or MgCl2 is take place, which we need to remove out by washing. So washing is laid to drain and regenerate zeolite bed. Use again for softening of water. Now which are the advantages of zeolite process? First advantage is equipment is compact, so less space is required. Then process is automatically adjusted itself. Third advantage is no sludge formation take place. Next advantage, it remove hardness of water near about completely, and water of 10 ppm hardness is obtained, means only 10 ppm hardness may left into the water. Then it required less skill for maintenance. So there are certain limitations also. Now which are the limitations of zeolite process? First one, water have turbidity, should not be softened by zeolite bed. Otherwise turbidity may block pores of zeolite and will restrict the flow of water, means turbid water cannot be passed through the zeolite bed. Second one, water containing excess of acidity and alkalinity may destroy the zeolite bed. Third one, water containing iron and Mn cannot be softened by zeolite bed. Why? Because iron and manganese react with Na2Z and the formation of iron zeolite or manganese zeolite is take place, and these zeolite are stable zeolite which cannot be regenerated by any brine solution. Next limitation is zeolite only remove cationic impurity, means we can say that calcium or magnesium ions get exchanged by sodium, but anionic impurities may left into the water as it is. Again, too much temporary hardness containing water cannot be softened by zeolite method. Now what happen exactly if too much temporary hardness containing water is present into the water we have to pass through the zeolite? In this case we know very well that calcium bicarbonate, suppose the calcium bicarbonate is present into the water, which one is responsible for the temporary hardness? So it react with Na2Z, and obviously we will get CaZ, but along with that we will get NaHCO3, means sodium bicarbonate. And what happened exactly? Sodium bicarbonate decomposes as NaOH and CO2, and I think everyone is aware about NaOH. If the percentage of NaOH is increases up to 10%, then it enter or it react with the metal, and due to that caustic embrittlement is take place. So in high pressure boiler, caustic embrittlement is take place due to the presence of NaHCO3. How NaHCO3 get decomposed into NaOH, and if the percentage of NaOH is increases, it is responsible for caustic embrittlement. Then next limitation is hot water cannot be softened by zeolite method. It will dissolve the zeolite. So these are the certain limitations for the zeolite process. Thank you.